welcome back to another episode with Wild Thoughts Pod. So, yeah.
Okay, that was a different intro.
Oh, I don't know where that came from. Sorry. I just naturally.
Maybe we can stop saying our names.
Yeah, they
We're
know
like
us.
65
Y'all know
episodes
us. You know us. Afiyat and Katherine. So today's topic is about movies and how they gave us unrealistic expectations growing up and still to this day.
Period.
But it's going to be a fun episode. We're just going to be talking about that, some movie examples. And and we'd love to get your opinions after.
Oh, 100%.
In the comments, wherever.
Yeah, we've had a few serious episodes, so now we're kind of making it just a bit of a lighter one.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little interruption.
More trauma from movies.
Okay, so our question of the week was, what movies gave you unrealistic expectations for life? So, first answer, Devil Wears Prada made me romanticize having a PA job in a big corporate.
I never thought about that.
You know what, though? I feel like it was like glamorized, but at the same time, it showed like how hard people are on
it was like
personal assistance.
Realistic a little bit, I guess, because it's like, oh, she's a bit of a hard ass.
But she's a hard ass. That part was realistic, but then like her just transforming overnight was the unrealistic part.
Exactly. And it's also like, I think it romanticized having like a toxic
toxic manager.
Toxic like
toxic boss. 100%.
Leadership, but hey.
Okay, the Lizzie McGuire movie. Okay.
That one is so
traveling to Rome just to fall in love with a Roman.
Yeah. And then what's his name?
Paulo?
And then he like,
Paulo.
oh my god.
And then him like fucking her over, having a pop star life.
I love that movie. Wow, literally.
There was so much. Literally, that entire movie was unrealistic.
Oh my god, especially in like that to happen while on a high school trip.
Exactly.
And then,
oh my gosh, she was in high school. She was like 16.
Exactly.
Actually, no, their high school senior trip, they're like 18.
Oh, yeah, because it's their last year. Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, we still enjoyed the movie. No hate. No hate.
We love these movies.
Yeah, exactly. It was just funny.
Okay, The Notebook, yes.
I have that on my list, because that one is like, whoa.
That's like...
For romantic movies, it's like...
If a man wrote me a letter every day...
I'm sorry, but that is like the most unrealistic expectation. Like, that, I think, set the standard. Like, it's so bad.
Take notes, Nick.
What is what if it's just a romantic movie, what is it called? Romance?
Romance.
Oh, okay. Because it's weird when it's just like
romance. This isn't rom-com.
Yeah,
this is like romantic drama.
Okay,
maybe.
Romantic drama.
Drama. Okay, A Cinderella Story.
I love that movie, though.
You could tell under her mask who she is. Come on.
When they all, it's like, yeah, seriously, y'all have some facial
heroes,
recognition
like,
problems.
Seriously.
Come on now.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's part of the movie, you know?
Anyways.
What can we do?
Okay, we have The Wolf of Wall Street. Every JMSB bro's secondary personality stems from the
finance
film.
bros.
Okay, yeah. Holy shit.
Literally. There
was one guy that we know that this was his fucking favorite movie. He had a sticker on it in high school in his agenda.
I know.
It's just like the overhyped movies. That's what.
How does it start? Is he like unsuccessful and he becomes successful type of thing? Like on Wolf of Wall Street?
Honestly, I watched that movie. I can't remember anything. I can't remember anything except for Margot Robbie's foot pushing him back.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. Yeah. Okay. The Sandlot movies. Like, they always made me think life was going to be a lot more fun than in real life. I've never watched that.
I think I watched it when I was young, but I don't remember the
Is that the movie with like the kids?
Yes, there's like a bunch of
I've
kids.
never watched
I don't know
it.
if it was all boys or girls. I forget.
Okay, Call Me by Your Name. I've never seen this movie either.
With Timothée
I know.
Chalamet,
yeah, apparently it's a really good movie.
It's like very like cinematic, like simple.
Yeah, because it won awards, eh?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I think it was an independent film, so it's kind of like it's not an over dramatic action filmed, obviously.
Yeah,
but I guess because it's romance, right? So
it's
I guess
all the romance.
It's a bit.
People just.
It's because it doesn't exist in real life, so they need to like create this idea,
a fantasy.
Sell us this, exactly.
Okay. Well, wow. Again, The Devil Wears Prada. Okay, that's two. And Serendipity. I've never seen that
watched
either.
It.
Oh,
check it. I'll check it out.
Yeah, we'll write it down.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay. So, I guess I'll dive into, I think, a very common theme, but I think it all starts with romance, y'all. Mm-hmm. Come on, romance.
Most of mine are romance, not gonna lie. Rom-com is my favorite genre.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, every rom-com is pretty unrealistic, but I think something that I heard in one of my classes, actually, and it's the fact that I wasn't aware of that we're like, whoa, I never thought about it, but my teacher was saying we were reading a case on Disney.
Oh,
and how I think I had mentioned this before, but Disney literally set up that romance standard.
Yeah.
And that makes why it's so impactful is because you're supposed to watch it as a child, and it's, you know, it's supposed to be child friendly.
It's supposed to be a dream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's literally from the get-go setting unrealistic romantic standards, expectations. Because usually it's always like the girl gets the guy in the end, or like there's always like it's always revolved around a romance, you know? There's nothing else going on. It's literally Prince Charming, princess. Most classics, it's literally that. Yeah. Now I think the movies are a bit more diversified.
Yeah, different. They're trying to be like sisters, or like there's only the heroine.
I think they're improving. But I think back when you were a child, that was really like the theme. So my teacher said this to me. She's like, guys, you know that Disney is the reason why you have unrealistic love expectations? And I was like,
100%.
Disney?
Bitch. What was your favorite Disney movie?
I think Rapunzel.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to have... I don't know if it's because the only DVD I have, but...
Like the original?
Yes, like the one... Yeah. Because there was another... Tangle... No,
yeah,
Tangle
with Aurora.
No, I like the original, yeah.
The Aurora one.
I guess, yeah. She had a blonde hair too,
Tangled, her name was different, I think.
Yeah,
well, it was
Tangled
Rapunzel.
is more recent, Rapunzel, right?
Yeah. The
Rapunzel.
old one, her real name is Aurora.
Yeah, I used to always watch Rapunzel, and I don't know if it's because the only two movies, but Daddy Daycare and Rapunzel. All the time.
Oh my god.
All the time, Daddy Daycare and Rapunzel.
Okay, I love that. The scene that her dress is changing.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember her hair.
Yeah.
That's it. And
mine was Aladdin.
Dress. Yeah.
I think I like the richness of it.
But that's the thing. I don't think I watched a lot of other Disney, like, you know, the typical beauty. Like, I saw them, like Lion King, but I didn't rewatch. But Rapunzel, I literally remember as a child, I always watched that. Like, all the time.
Honestly, Rapunzel wasn't my fave.
But I don't think it was my favorite. I think it was the only one that I just rewatched.
It like stuck with you though.
But because I never watched a lot of other, like, repeatedly other. Maybe
have you watched them now? Do we need to have a Disney movie date?
I don't know if maybe Cinderella I've watched. I don't remember. Beauty and the Beast, I've watched the live action one.
The live action?
Did I watch the original? Like, I know them all from when I was young. Little Mermaid, I don't think.
Princess and the Frog.
I think I'm going to need to have a Disney marathon.
Yeah. We got to have that. Yeah. But going off of that, I actually have one that connects with it. The Happily Ever After. That's like the overall theme. Happily Ever Afters don't exist.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
Like, it's the most common in romance movies, but like, life is not sunshines and rainbows.
And they never show the after. What
exactly?
What happens after?
They all lived happily ever after. Bitch, there's marital problems.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have a happily ever after. Yeah. Oh my god, there's so much that happens in life. Like, you can't just like live in your cloud. You know,
they never address the actual problems that people go through. It's just like
they just get okay. Wait, you bring up a good point, because a lot of romance movies, it's like they don't actually solve the problem at hand. They just like, their love is so strong that they just get back together. But then like, what happens when the problem comes up again?
Yes, because one of my things was love is not enough. And
I wrote that too!
Yeah, and movies always make it seem as though love is the one thing you need to be in. Like, that's all. Bitch. No! Okay.
You know what? You know what's a realistic movie? 500 Days of Summer.
Oh,
have you seen it?
I watched it. I loved it. I was gonna rewatch it, but then, you know, sometimes when you rewatch it, you expect it to be as good, but like you're like on board now.
Yeah, it's kind of. But it gets boring.
I watched it.
And then I wrote with the Happily Ever After, like, life sucks. So like, the sooner we realize that, the sooner we're actually gonna enjoy life, because we won't have this expectation that we're always gonna feel loved and like share love and like it's always going to be happy all the time. Like, no, you're going to go through some shit. You're going to go through some shit together with your partner. It's not going to be happy all the time.
Exactly. And also, okay, you can have love locked down, but what about other personal problems? What about other things going in your life? Is it really happily ever after? No, just because you have so I feel like it's the fact that like it makes it seem as though the one purpose, especially for women, is like once they have their love, everything's good. That's the one thing they're dealing with. They have no other issues.
Nope.
Hello?
Nope.
No. That is not. So I think it's just like the fact that they romanticize love in an unrealistic way.
Yeah.
And making it feel like it's our whole purpose. Yeah. That I think was very unrealistic from
100%.
literally all rom-coms, Disney. The Notebook is such a big one.
So another thing about romance movies is they're always like, you need to find the one. First thing I will say about that, we've said this before, you don't have one soulmate. You have multiple soulmates.
Exactly.
They don't even need to be romantic partners. They can be friends. There's not one person for everyone out there. Okay? That is bullshit.
Yes.
So and it's also like not everyone needs a romantic partner. Not everyone wants one. So it's like, if you're basing all of your romance about finding the one, unrealistic.
You're not gonna bump into them at a cafe all the time. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Like, you're not gonna have that meet
You're
cute.
gonna be on Hinge or Tinder. I'm sorry. Most of the time.
No, 100%.
Not all the time, but
yeah. But this is also where I wrote the same thing as you. Like, love isn't enough sometimes. Even if you do find the person that you think is your perfect match, there's not always, but like there's
other things.
There's a lot of things that come into play. So it's not gonna be like yes, you love each other, but do you have what it takes to work through it?
Do you want children? Does he want children?
Exactly.
Like there's so many questions.
Like everything, like the ultimatum, like shit like that, like those
now
shows. That's where you see
the realistic standards in the reality shows.
That's why everyone broke up.
Yeah. Remember. And also one thing that I was gonna mention is, I feel like movies, a lot of like coming of age, adolescence, like going through love at a young age, that doesn't happen. Like in high school, I'm sorry, but like nobody was giving me no attention. Like,
and like it could happen, but it's also like,
but I think
there's a high probability that they're not going to be your love forever.
Exactly, but it makes people who don't have a boyfriend or dating in high school feel like
100%. Feel like you need
outlier.
it.
Yeah, exactly, and an outcast, and you're like, oh, this is the norm, because you literally see it in every high school movie. Everyone's like has a boyfriend at like 15, and you're like,
I felt that.
Yeah, so I feel like the love at a young age, it's like not realistic.
Another thing is that your significant other will change for you, or
you can change,
or
them.
You'll be the one to change them. I love that shit in movies.
Yeah,
okay?
Look,
I love that. Not realistic at all.
No.
People don't change, bitch.
Yeah. They are who they are.
They are who they
are.
are.
Or they'll change on their own, but you can't change them.
Exactly. They need to work through their own shit. You can't be the one to change them.
Not us pointing out all the like, hey, you.
And this is like, this I have examples for. So it's like 10 things I hate about you. In Greece, She's All That. I Love You, Beth Cooper. Those are all like the ones that like, oh, the popular person falls in love with the geek or the nerd, blah, blah, blah.
Also, like this,
it could happen. I'm not saying that, but like the fact that like most of them were like attitude to begin with, like they would never, and then they change and suddenly they're in love with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Also, now that you mentioned it, like the categorization, like popular, like I feel like that it was almost like in our brains before we went. Like if we didn't have those standards of like, oh, these are the cool people, and like in movies, like it wouldn't create a separation as much. You could just hang out with who you wanted to without feeling judged or labeled. Like I feel like that was super a lot of pressure. Because
also like I feel like our high school, we did consider some people like more popular and less popular, but it wasn't like as cliquey as maybe it could have been in the States. I don't know if that's how it is in the US, but like here it wasn't really like that.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It was more like it was still like different.
I think people have the idea of it, but I think it comes from movies.
Yeah, but it's also more like personality match.
Exactly.
Less about like, oh, you're in band, you have to hang out with the band.
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
Like
no, there's no rule.
Exactly.
About that. I basically talked about like gender stereotypes. So I feel like obviously, okay, it's normal that sometimes, you know, it's gonna stereotype a little bit because it's representing maybe one type of person, but it's just like a lot of movies, especially rom-coms or like romantic movies, characters are like kind of boxed into like gender roles. And it could be sometimes like a lot of movies could have like a lot of misogynistic tone and like their plot, just the fact that like, you know, it's always even just the romance part of like, oh, that's our one purpose in life, or the girl is always waiting for the guy, the roles that they play in the movies, you know, like what type of characters they have. I'm trying to think of examples.
Well, a lot of the Disney movies, that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's always like the guy rescuing the girl and like there's not a plot unless there's also a romantic
yeah,
guy
like she's
to
like
be
helpless
there.
without if
Yeah.
she doesn't have a man in her
Exactly.
life, you know. Yeah, I feel like we need to break those stereotypes and have more different types of women or men portrayed, or even like maybe they're always trying to portray like the like man that's macho and doesn't cry, especially in the the rom-coms, or maybe the more romantic ones. It's always they're trying to like portray like the big masculine guy that like saves the girl, you know what I mean? So it's like I feel like that is unrealistic, but that also ties into the romance part, because
let's try to not think about romance. What else? Gender roles.
Okay, actually,
how about in Marvel movies? All of the women dressed in skin tights.
Why can't we wear like big ass like? I guess the men are. But they're like muscly. But we wear like cats, like
it's cat suits. It's like showing off the boobs.
It's very
you know what I mean? Like even
it's almost
in
like to please like guys.
I feel like
comics.
Comics, but also anime. I don't watch anime, but I feel like everything I see, like
that's kind of creepy.
Women are always like busty,
and like like everything's No, that is true. That always creeped me out, because almost when you think about it, I guess. Generalizing, it was comics, and it was more male populated. Like
I was just
male
gonna say, made by men, and it has to be. Yeah.
So now I feel like it was literally like for the pleasure of their eyes, like it was for them to feel some type of way.
And even at that, like in the Marvel movies, I feel like majority, not all, but majority of women superheroes, there's always a subplot of like love coming into play.
Yeah.
Like I think Black Widow was like, and Hulk had like something going on.
Could be. Yes,
Bruce
I think
Banner,
so,
not Hulk, but like, you know, there's always like something hidden in there.
And also like, there aren't that many women, or more recently, but it was always like men being the superhero, the strong one. So there's always some gender stereotype. I know there are. I just can't like pinpoint one.
You know what's a good one that's like the opposite?
What?
Gone Girl.
Oh, where like
she was trying to pin everything on the husband, but the husband didn't actually do it. But because
he was a man,
you know, that's like the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's true.
Yeah.
Or like even like I was thinking about, but it's not but this like, you know, Superbad, the movie. Have you ever watched it with what's his name, Jonah Hill?
Yeah,
and,
you made me watch it because it's your favorite movie.
Wait, when did you watch it?
I watched it recently.
You watched it?
I fell asleep though, but wasn't that
good. It's a comedy. Okay?
I know, it's stupid.
But it's like in that movie too. But I think that movie wasn't. I don't think they were trying to. I think they were trying to mimic reality, like, you know, movies that can be not politically not correct, but like, for example, in that movie it's very like party, these stupid guys that are trying to not be geeks and want to like be cool, hook up with these hot girls, and then I guess that's like a bit misogynistic because they're like just looking at the girls to like hook up but the thing is that movie isn't offensive because they're portraying reality, like what actually happens in a way, if you know what I mean.
But it's always from the men's point of view.
Yeah, exactly. But
it's also like in books when like you can tell that like the author's a man trying to describe a girl. Have you seen those TikToks that people are like recreating?
No.
It's like they pretend like their life was written by a man. So it's like, oh, they're in an oversized white button up and like underwear cooking a meal. Like,
nobody does.
Like, it's like when the author's a man, they don't know how to write about women, so they just write about their fantasy, and I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like that, but it's very present.
So on my side, I wrote about high school, how high school is like completely different in real life than it is in movies. Again, we're from Canada, we're Quebec specifically, so I feel like high school is very different, and like Toronto versus Quebec. So high school's already super different. Yeah. And then US, I don't know what the fuck goes on in the US. So like, sorry if this is not
accurate.
But I feel like high school in movies is so overly hyped up and overrated. Yes. Like, this shit does not happen in high school. Okay, like High School Musical, Euphoria, Wonder Hill. All of this shit does not happen.
Oh, the OC, because I'm rewatching it now, bro.
None of this. First of all, I feel like they have like deep rooted issues that they figure out in high school. Bitch, high school, I was cruising.
Yo,
all I was thinking about is like getting a grades and boys. That's it. They're fucking like dealing with like Gossip Girl shit. They like overdosing on drugs.
That's like drama.
Euphoria.
Yeah, exactly. Like drama that we can't relate to.
Euphoria. They're wearing like fucking like bikinis to school.
Yeah. 100%. But also like
we love this shit.
We love it. Like we like the romantic. But it's more. I guess it's more of an issue as a child. Rather than when you're aware, you're like, oh, okay, this is just, it's fun to watch. Yeah. But I know this is not realistic.
But exactly. If we're watching High School Musical when we were in elementary school, we thought
it's more that. I think there's an issue. That. Yeah, exactly.
We thought we were going to have a blast.
The disappointment after disappointment. But also when I think about it, I don't know if I can say this is unrealistic, but the fact that they get like 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds to play these like pretty high school people.
Yeah, you're not going to look like this in high school.
What the hell? Like put together like. It's like but now they do that more. They cast people that like appropriate age, so it's like okay,
like To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I was watching the OC and I'm like, y'all are like 25, 20. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, exactly. I meant The Summer I Turned Pretty, not To All the Boys.
Oh yes, but same kind of exactly. Okay, so actually talking on that was basically my next one. I put kind of school, college, uni, all of that. They make high school look fun, and it isn't like
high school is boring as shit, guys.
It's so boring. And also, okay, one thing that I thought about, I never see them do any homework. Like, you know how you said they have all this drama? Where do they actually do? Like I feel like us, we were like you said, always worried about our grades or like what we're doing.
How do they have time to like hang out every day?
That's what I said. I'm like, that doesn't make sense because. Yeah. You're literally avoiding the whole point of school.
I was also tired as fuck after school. I would want to nap.
Like
these people are just chilling all the time.
And like when do they have homework, do homework, and when do they focus on anything other than boys? Mm-hmm. It's literally boys or drama, and
it's
that's
always relationships, like
exactly. So I'm like, it's unrealistic because like at that point in our lives, I wasn't doing that. Yeah, I was like just focusing on school and just drowning in homework and being sad about that, but
I feel like we to some extent we did have like I was obsessed with boys in high school. I was like, well, obviously it changes from person to person. I had like friendship drama and that shit, but it wasn't to that extent. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Like this is like on level 100, I'm on level 20.
Yeah, no, I know. But okay, obviously what I'm saying is a bit dumb because they're not going to show us a show of them doing homework. Yeah. But it's more like Kathy said, it's like the drama. It's like, what? Like my life was not exciting like that.
We also understand that like obviously movies and shows have to be entertaining. So they're not going to show us like take this episode very lightly. We're not like criticizing.
But I always wonder. I'm like, no, but I think it's not. I wouldn't want them to show them doing homework. But I'm just like, how do you have time for that? Mm-hmm. But of course, I know it's a show, a movie about growing up. If you're watching like One Tree Hill or something, and you're like in your teens, and you're like, that's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna do all of this. I'm gonna go out. Like, I'm gonna be at a diner eating food every night. And like, no, that's not happening. Nope. Also, how do you have the money to do all of this?
Oh, bitch, true.
Like, you know that I think about it. I'm like, what? I can't do that. Yeah. Like, no. And then also college, I feel like they hype it up, especially in American movies. Obviously our college, our CJEP is not the same, but it's not as fun as they make it seem. I don't go to football games.
But 100% this is a Quebec thing.
But you think they actually do in the States?
Yeah, they do, because I've seen TikToks.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think
100% this is an us thing. You know what's unrealistic about it is that it's made in the US for the US.
That's what exactly. It's the fact that they're not including Canadian.
They're not including anyone other than
I know America is like takes over and is, you know, the one, but still
the one. Not anymore.
Not anymore, but yeah, I wrote especially for Canadians, there isn't as much social activity. Like I don't know where y'all like.
I feel like people try, but it's not like
as easy.
Because they're like at our university, there was football games and stuff like that, but it's like
it's not as hyped. Normalized. Yeah, exactly. You know? It's like woo, okay, like it's a big party. They romanticize it.
I'd rather go home and just hang with my friends. Like, oh my God. So I also wrote being in your 20s.
Okay, why is it like order? I literally my thing is after.
I love that. So just like quickly for this one, I feel like movies often make you feel like you need to have everything figured out in your 20s. Like,
Yeah.
your teen years are for, like, doing whatever, experimenting and, like, figuring yourself out. And then when you're 20, you need to have a career, have your future planned out, have your house, have a stable relationship. Like, it's like everything comes so quick.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't happen. Like, we don't know what we're doing. We're like mid-20s right now.
Exactly, and we're like, ew, don't say that.
Not yet for me.
I'm not mid-20s.
Well, we're almost there.
Ew. We're not old, but like it's weird. It's scary.
I know. But why is it scary? Because we see
because movies
exactly
set the standard that we should already have our shit figured out, and we don't. Literally coming into that, my topic was adolescence, coming of age, adulthood, and I think I mentioned it, but like, although we were focused on like school and stuff, but I'm talking more in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like, they don't talk about like mental health issues that we may be going through, loneliness, everyday problems.
Yeah.
What is our purpose? Like, us questioning like existential like crisis.
Yeah.
Career worries. Like, they never mention. That's what I meant. It's like,
yeah.
And I know it may not be, and some movies do, like, it depends
I feel like
on the genre too, you know?
Yeah. They try to, but I feel like it's always, like, brushed over.
Yes. But it's like
one episode they'll talk about it, the next episode they're fine.
Yeah, and I know movies have to be entertaining now. We're just being, like, super critical. Yeah. But it's more like, I don't see, like, in coming of age sometimes, but not, like, just feeling by yourself or, like, having mental health problems or going through, like, emotions. I feel like they don't. There's like, it's almost like not there. But just like going through everyday, like, I don't know, Camp Rock. Like,
yeah, Camp Rock.
It's not a coming of age, but it's like her, like, just everyday problems. I feel like they don't mention them. And it's not entertaining, obviously, but it's also like, maybe they could mention it.
How are you gonna change? Okay, that's a big thing in like young movies. It's like, you can do this and you're gonna change the world, or you're gonna change like the outcome of
one thing. Yes,
that does not happen.
Or like by doing this one thing. Yeah,
if you like work at it and like, okay,
not overnight,
it could happen.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to think of another example.
Like yes, our dreams are achievable, but they make it seem as though it's easier than it actually is.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're gonna, like, Justin Bieber type of thing. Like, you put one video out and you have, like, no.
Yeah.
It's actually way harder to be that person that breaks through and, like...
Yeah. And it's also the same kind of thing where I was talking about you can change that person.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's not that easy.
It's not
easy. Yeah. We can't solve climate change after just one, like, plastic pickup in the ocean. Yeah. Like, it's not...
If only.
If only. Maybe through little steps, but yeah. Okay, so my last one was just more, like, toxic relationships and their glamorization. So even like that bad boy type, like, or also like being in an abusive or toxic relationship, it's not sexy or fun. It's not something you should make a habit. Like, I feel like in our movies, like even when we watch like the stupid the fan fiction, like After and all that, it's like this toxicity and the person just keeps going back.
Fucking Trevor.
The
After movie. Oh my god. And the After movies killed it though. No. Like, it's so bad.
It's okay now because we understand like, okay, this is dumb, but it's fun. But it's more like if you're watching these movies, and it could be in, maybe, I don't know if in rom-coms or other romantic movies, but it's always like, okay, they'll do something bad, they'll do it again and again, and you still go back to them, or you allow that.
Like that.
Yeah, or it could be like even toxic friendships and all of that.
Yeah. Which like it's not okay. Obviously, it is entertaining though. Yeah. So I will say that, but I think the important part is like you differentiating, like, okay, this is a movie. Exactly. This cannot happen in real life.
Exactly. Yeah. It's more, like we said, it's more of an issue if it's like, it depends what age category that movie is made for, when you're being exposed to it.
Exactly.
As long as it's not in like your... Yeah. But in adolescence, yes, because we can watch pretty much anything we want at that point. Like, we have our
It's also like, for example, Euphoria.
Yes, Nate that's supposed to be a high school movie.
But Nate Jacobs is fucking abusive. Aggressive.
Yeah, and then...
and like, people like romanticize
and then
him.
Cassie, yeah.
Or same thing in You.
Cassie went to date him
after. Exactly. Same thing in You.
Where
he's a fucking serial killer, and people are like in love with him, and like
he's so hot.
Yeah, and like what's the actor's real name?
Now it's still damaging. Even though we're older, it still brainwashes us. Come on.
Exactly. Like, but it's because it's like I don't. the fantasy is the bad boy is gonna fall for you.
Yeah, or so like people it's gonna be hot and it's not gonna be scary after. But
bitch, if that happens in real life, run.
He literally killed people. Like
he's a murderer.
Yeah, like it's not cute. It's not a personality trait to have.
No.
But that was basically mine. Yeah, that's all that I had. I'm sure there are many other ones, but I think these were like the general concepts. I was a bit all over the place. But...
I mean, this whole episode was all over the place, but the underlying factor is like movies create a fantasy, and that's why it's entertaining because we can't have that.
Exactly.
It's not real.
Exactly. And they do create unrealistic expectations. Like, we can't deny that. They have, and they still are. But I think now people are realizing, like, traditional, like, it was way too traditional in one way of thinking. And movies now, they're becoming much more modern. They're more inclusive. They're more realistic. There's more representation. So they are improving.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a little bit, but it's becoming, I think we're, like, our generation's very politically correct and very, like, on that. So they kind of have to. If not, their movie won't do well. But yeah, like now rom-coms, they're modern, most of them. Like, you'll have some corny ones, but not like they were in the 2000s.
Yeah, like... Honestly, I don't have any recent movies rom-coms that are like my fave. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like,
but that's bad.
Oh, like because
we were sticking to like the fantasy and not
that
real
are
life.
Our favorites.
Like, what's a recent rom-com that came out? Like, The Summer I Turned Pretty is kind of like a rom-com,
but it's super. Okay, that one is super unrealistic.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just contradicting myself, but
I'm trying to think what
like two brothers. Like, come on. Like, come on. I
feel like that, though, sometimes it could happen because if you're in close proximity, that's for sure.
But, like, there's a ball.
Like, I finished all 3 books.
Oh, shit.
So I know what happens. I'm excited. No. I'm not spoiling
Imagine it's not accurate, though, in the movie.
I don't think it... Well, already there was some stuff that's inconsistent, but, like, I'm not telling you. But I will say, the way that the show is compared to the book... I would be on, like, different teams.
Oh, like, you prefer... In the book, you might...
But I only saw season 1, so the other seasons might change that. Yeah.
Whose team are you on the movie? Because now I'll know what you are. Yeah.
In the show,
In the show, sorry, not
in the show, I feel like Jeremiah is, like, nicer to her.
Oh, I said
like,
Jeremy, sorry. Yeah, Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremy. She's, like, nicer to her, more caring.
Yeah, he's not
like,
toxic.
Conrad is going through shit.
But why do we support Conrad when he's, like, rude?
But in the book...
You see? Even us as adults, we're like, yeah, we like Conrad better.
Oh
but
my god.
Literally, she just said...
Let's go through movies. Okay, there's teams. Okay? Twilight, who were you originally, though? Like, not now, like, as a kid.
I guess.
They're both toxic, but...
I mean, because in the other movies, Taylor, like, people were more Team Taylor, no?
So I was always Team Jacob.
Oh, sorry, Jacob, yeah.
As a kid, I was Team Jacob. Rewatched it now. Jacob is toxic. Fuck.
Yeah, but so is Robert, no?
They're both toxic,
sorry,
but like...
Edward.
But like, Jacob was like, stalkerish. And then he fell in love
I think
with, like,
I liked Jacob because I found him more attractive.
Yeah.
Like,
and it was like, it was the chase that he was doing. Like,
what was
he was always going after Bella.
How you doing,
Bella! Where the hell have you been, Loca?
Loca! That's crazy, no? Like,
yeah.
Why is
but it's Spanish.
Yeah,
why in the movies he's supposed to be
indigenous.
Native American.
Native. Loca. And it's so like Loca.
Anyways.
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, in Hunger Games, Team Gale
also
or
50 Shades of Grey. That movie is so unrealistic.
That's intense.
But it's like,
you know what? I don't think it's
it's a
fanfic though.
Yeah, exactly. So it's unrealistic.
Wait, what is it based off? It was based off?
It's literally Twilight.
It's Twilight, eh?
Yes. It's supposed to be Bella and Edward.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, weird. Okay, Hunger Games, Team Peeta or Team Gale originally?
Gale is the one that dated Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was Team Gale.
Okay,
but
I also remember that.
I didn't read the books.
Yeah, I like the original one. Not Gale.
Peeta?
Yeah.
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson.
I
Where did he go, him?
I don't know. Okay.
But I'm just basing it, like, I don't remember even the plot.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Nathan or Scott? Nathan or Scott? Nathan or
Lucas?
Luca.
You're good. Like when they were in their fighting phase, you mean? Like they're like rivals?
Just from the show in general.
I like Lucas.
Better. Yeah. I guess that
I think
makes
so.
sense.
Actually,
I mean, he was low-key they were both toxic.
They're
Because
both
Nathan gets better at the
stupid.
end. We're like digging ourselves into it.
Anyways, this is...
We're never gonna end. What other teams are there?
But just to say, like, first of all, the fact that there were like teams and we tried to pick a guy every time, like,
which one's better? Yeah,
like all these, like, okay, I live for love triangles. Unrealistic though.
Yeah,
There's like there is probably a 5% chance that you will ever be in a love triangle.
Yeah,
and it won't end up the way that you like.
True, it won't be all fun and games.
Yeah, no. But yeah, okay. I think we should end there. We're like all right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment, like this video if you did. Also, you can find us on all the podcast platforms. We have Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes. Apple Podcasts. Is iTunes still a thing?
Yes, Apple Music is it's
okay. Anyways, Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I'm so tired.
No, it's okay. I said Luca.
Oh my god. Okay. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wild Thoughts Pod, and follow us individually. Everything is linked down below. We're just gonna end this episode, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.